I don't know.
So do you see it as a way of paying it forward
I
to
do.
develop those around you?
Yeah, exactly. Man, you're spot on. That's exactly it. I didn't want to be anything more. When I left the Hot Shots and I got hired by the city of San Diego, I spent 10 years as a firefighter. I loved that job. I didn't have any supervisory, I didn't have to supervise. Left being a foreman. I became a superintendent for a short time before I got hired. And I really didn't want to leave that, but the organization, you're hearing it now, between the Forest Service and the Department of Interior, BLM, don't pay or compensate or benefit their employees very well. Well, it was the same back then. It's worse now, which is why you're seeing in all the headlines this
Mm-hmm.
mass exodus. And I had a 1-year-old kid and a wife I never saw, and it just, when San Diego offered the job, it was a difficult choice to leave something I loved, but it was something different. And I spent 10 years as a firefighter and around the kitchen table, at the busiest stations in the city, running with the pirates,
Right.
having, enjoying the heck out of that job. And really, it wasn't until, to be absolutely honest, the only reason I promoted to engineer or took the exam, the driver, was I saw some of the people they're promoting around me, and it dawned on me that eventually I might have to work for some of these people. I was like, man, I need to take care of my own here, right? Some of them very good, but some of them, man, I wouldn't let walk my dog, right? And so, I liked being into the action. And the engineer is an important job. You're supporting the folks and the engine you're driving. It has a lot of responsibility. I like being in the fight. And so my plan was, man, I'm only going to be an engineer for a short amount of time. I want to be a captain, right? And everybody tells you, man, that is the place to be. You're small unit leadership.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3 people within your command. I mean, it's a great job. And it certainly was. But then I'm getting involved in building and developing the aviation program because of my past life with the crews in San Diego. And next thing you know, I'm, at the battalion chief level. It's like, well, that wasn't part of the plan, but now I'm managing this complex aviation operation. The fire chief, as people are moving along, she was the one that reached down, and I was 50, nearly 50 at the time, maybe 48 or whatever. I can't remember exactly. But she asked me to step up and be on her staff, on the executive staff. And it was a significant pay cut because there's no overtime. You're an at will employee. That was really the first time I thought, this is probably my time to give back. I don't know how long I'm going to work. Um, but people have given to me my whole career. It's amazing that I'm even alive, let alone in the position I'm in, and have had these opportunities. It's my turn. And all the friends you make, the leaders you meet, you're continuing to meet those people. It snowballs, right? Somebody introduces you. I mean, that's how you and I were
Right.
introduced, and it just kind of happens. And man, I love that part. We're doing staff, right? We're meeting, going to the Marine Corps University. We're doing all kinds of really cool stuff and sharing that with others. Now I'm in a position where I can drag somebody with me, or we set it up for this, and we're finding federal funding to go send groups to. And I don't know, kind of morphed. I don't know that it was ever a conscious thought that I want to develop people. I want to do this. It just, I got great satisfaction out of seeing others gravitate the way I did, the way you did, and then watching them do the same thing. And I don't know, things just kind of one thing led to another. She retires. They moved me up again. And, I didn't even then think about being the fire chief until somebody says, well, you're probably the next person in.
Wow.
And you need a bachelor's degree. I said, I got a freaking high school diploma. I'm 40 some, 50 some years old. I can't go back to school. Well, now you can do it online and through credit. Is like,
You got
oh
to have that growth
God.
mindset.
So I did, right? And then busy. I'm the ops chief or whatever the heck I was at the time. So I'm, me, man. I run pretty hard and it's nonstop. Now I got to go to school, but thankfully, they all the training and the courses I had, they gave me my general ed. They gave me credit for all the general ed, so I had to do the other half of it. And there are some great programs out there. Not to chase too much of a rabbit, there are some great programs out there that are designed for folks like us that are working and have families and careers. And I think what I learned most going through the program I did is, man, I'd sure like to have done this in class around others.
With others.
I missed the boat. If I could do it all over again, I'd probably join the Marines or something else,
Or the Army.
or the Army, yeah, or something, right? And and I wouldn't, or I'd go to, or my grades would have been better, and I would have had the college experience. I missed that. So because there were things I'm learning, it's like, man, this is pretty fascinating, but it's accredited, it's online. You don't have the
Mm-hmm.
ability to share with others. So I got that box checked. And eventually, my boss, I was the number 2 in San Diego for 6 years, and he retired and had a relationship with the mayor. They didn't go out to, I mean, I was seen as the next person in, and I loved it.